It's going.
Oh, have you ever been approached by somebody about working from home, about making some extra money from home? I think most of us have been at one point or another been approached by somebody, probably for an MLM or something, is usually what busy moms are pitched, right? Is an MLM opportunity. But there's lots of different things that you can do at home. But what we want to talk about today is what you aren't ever told about working from home, because most of us, we're super busy, and in the times we are today especially, we all have an extra financial need with the increased cost of everything. You want to be able to make some extra money, so that sounds like an
Yeah.
enticing thing. But what we've seen in our many years of doing business from home is we've seen so many moms get kind of like sucked into this promise, this opportunity of being able to make money from home, and then only to have it
The
turn out
rug
to not
pulled
be.
out from under them.
Yeah, like they don't have, it turns out not to be at all what they expected.
Yep.
And then they fizzle and they don't make money and they're frustrated. And so we want to just get real today. We're I'm Stephanie Mitchell. This is my sister Crystal Borgeson. We're the Busy Boss Mamas. Welcome to our Focused and Fulfilled podcast. We are so excited to have you here. And if you find that you like what we talk about, please share our podcast, subscribe to our channel. We do lots of other videos that aren't our podcast too. So let's dig in. Let's get real. Let's get raw. We've both been in business for a really long time. We've had a business from home I have for 19 years, and Crystal,
Yep.
how a long time.
9
So we're
9 years.
homeschooling moms of 6 each. Crystal's got number 7 on the way. We know what it's like
Yes.
to be busy. We know what it's like to work from home and what it takes to make money. And this is something that we see a lot of, like, moms who've, it's almost like when you're on Facebook and you see comments, you can tell who's been burned.
Yeah. Well, you
Right?
can see, especially now, there are a lot of people everywhere you see, because like Steph was saying, there are lots of hard times right now. And lots of moms are asking, how can they stay at home and keep their stay-at-home dream alive, but they need money. So what do you do from stay at home? And you see so many people who are commenting and saying, no, don't do any MLMs. Or you see people who in their comment are like, I want to work from home, don't add any MLMs. And so you could tell they've either been burned or somebody they know has been burned big time, because a lot of people are. In MLMs, a lot of people get burned. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, they do. And then there's people that kill it at it, and there's people that don't. And we're not just talking about specifically MLMs today. We're talking about anything. There's lots of different home business opportunities out there today. And aside from, like, well, I guess even the moms that have like a home job where they're just a set employee for somebody, and then they're remote working. That's a little bit different, because you're still getting, like, you have certain hours you have to work and you're still getting a certain paycheck. But anything where you don't have a normal boss that's telling you when you have to work and giving you a paycheck,
Yeah.
like, this is what we're talking about. And
Yeah.
I think this is what so many
stuff.
moms, any stay-at-home stuff, this is what so many moms are looking for, because we all, well, for lots of reasons, I think it's money driven mostly right now. But I mean, for us, a big thing was that we don't have the fulfillment that we are looking for as stay-at-home moms. Like, love the kids. I mean, kids are fulfilling and whatever, but
I choose to be home with my children, and I chose, and Steph chose, to give up our careers, but we still want a career-like goal.
Right.
Because my kids succeeding at school, for both of us, our kids, when they succeed at school or whatever they're doing, yeah, we're super happy for them and we're their biggest cheerleaders. But being a cheerleader on the sidelines, you didn't achieve anything. That's why cheerleaders have cheerleading competitions.
Right.
Because
we still have things
they themselves have success at something.
Right. But here's the thing. A lot of people want to work from home, but they want to kind of like
have a job at home.
I don't know. Well, I think that's the problem. I think they don't see it as a job at home. And so they want to say they have a business from home, but really just like dance around and not really do the things they need to do to have a business at home.
Yeah. Well, I
right?
think there are quite a few people, especially now that there's so many people are asking, they want to work at home, but not necessarily have their own business at home. And you can do that, but you still have to work at home, if that makes sense.
Yes. So either way, you have to see working from home as actual work.
Yeah. It's not, and that's like with MLM. um, I'm a big proponent of MLM. I think that it has a lot of really good things with it, but I also think that you have to get in the right MLM because there are a lot of scammy ones. And there are a lot of ones that you're going to have to work your butt off and you make very little.
Yeah.
And they give MLM, direct marketing, a really bad reputation. But I think this is where like this work at home illusion has come from, that, oh, you just talked to a couple of friends and all of a sudden you make a few $100s. That's
Right.
like, you have to have a skill set to work at home. So you are learning a whole new skill set. It's not
Yeah.
talk to your friends and all of a sudden you make some money. I mean, you can do that. And a lot of people do make a little bit of money doing that, but then they have to, in order to keep that up, you have to learn a skill set. You need
Exactly.
to, and you're not going to school and a teacher's gonna tell you what you have to do and where to learn it. No, you have to go and find the curriculum and find the training and find the books that are going to help you in what you're doing. And you have to take the initiative on your own to study because you don't have any dates that are due.
Right. You have to learn to motivate yourself.
Yes.
You have to learn to change your mindset about money, which we'll talk about in a second. And you have to find systems that you can apply and learn those skills, because that's the thing is there might be some people watching this that are in MLM and they're like, well, actually, I did just talk to my friends and I made some money. Well, so did I, like at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like talk to people and make money in the beginning. But
Yes.
once you've like done that and you've like talked to all your friends,
And then
like,
you've lost friends because you chase them around and followed them up 100 times, and your family's like, how many MLMs are you going to do? And how many are you inviting me to?
yes, you
Don't
have to
answer
learn
the phone to her anymore because she's calling to invite us to a home party.
right. You have to find skill sets in sales, in networking, in talking to people, or in our case, like what we do in marketing online. Like you have to learn different things, and you have to change your mindset about money. So I think that so many people, they see work as a job as only legitimate if they can trade their time for money. I do time today, I get paid like now, like tomorrow. Like I know when I'm going to get a paycheck, I'm going to work, I'm going to get paid. I'm going to work, I'm going to get paid. I'm going to work and I'm going to get paid. And that's not what having any business is about.
Yeah.
And
Go and
we're
talk
not
to
just
any
talking,
business owner, even with a building.
yeah, we're not talking about just working from home like in an MLM. Like my husband and I have owned two different companies. Right now we run a trucking company. I manage all of that. And it is effing hard. And
It's
there's a lot of money
brutal.
out there. It is gut-wrenching, brutal.
Yes.
We lost an engine in another semi last week, the second time in like 2 months. We're talking more than $10,000 in repairs on these things. Like this is
it's
whatever.
nuts.
That's
Her
beside the point.
husband's driving all day and then working late into the night, getting up early, driving. Then he works on the weekend on the trucks, and Steph has to do all the books. And man, if you think there are a lot of phone calls to do with household stuff, the amount of insurance calling that Steph has to do on the trucks and just everything is insane, and tons of back and forth. It's a full-time job to run the company for two people, two full-time jobs.
Yeah. And I just have to say that I know that, we're making money, and as we're hiring employees and expanding our fleet and stuff, we're going to be making more money. And I know that there will be people, say a year from now, maybe we'll be making a lot of money and people will be like, oh, you guys are so lucky. It's the
Yeah.
same thing with
But the whole
MLM
time she's been
or
doing
any,
this, people are like, "Why do you guys work so hard? How come
yeah,
he's always working? How come you're always working? You're always so busy. You're always doing this." And it's because they sacrifice this is
a lot.
I'm gonna like shit tons. Excuse the language, but it is an insane amount of time that Steph and Joe spend working on their businesses and stuff. And Steph homeschools full time and takes care of the kids and drives them around to their jobs and drives them around to do their stuff and teaches them all their things. Like it's heavy, heavy, heavy to have business.
It is. And it's any business. It's not just this business, like, oh, woe is me. But the point that I'm
Yeah.
trying to make is that even with home business, like even, the people there are women who have built a business from home in MLM, in online
Mhm.
marketing, in um, whatever, all sorts of different things that they do. And then people are like, oh, I wish I could do that. Like she just has it different. No, she worked
She's
her
just so
ass
lucky.
off.
She
And
sacrificed a lot of time and a lot of things. Like I watched this lady, her name's Christina Kuzmik. She's a comedian, she's a speaker, she's a motivational speaker. She isn't in MLM. She's just built her own brand and her own business, her own speaking and stuff. And this is how it is for a business. This is how yeah, give the kids a bath and you sit there with the laptop and you work on your
yep,
stuff. While you're sitting in the car line, you're working on your stuff. When you're sitting at your kids' game, if they're benched, you're working on your stuff. And then you're cheering when they get up and they're doing their thing. And then you're sitting back down as soon as they're benched. And
you're sending a text message to somebody or you're following up or you're,
mhm,
I mean, it's like that. We are finding little pockets in our day everywhere. When
yes.
my daughter goes to gymnastics, I spend that 45 minutes doing something for my business.
Yeah.
When it's the same thing, like you go to jiu-jitsu, hiya,
Yeah.
and you're doing something
Piano. Yeah. All that stuff.
for the business. So,
Hmm.
and we're not trying to say this to discourage you because like Crystal said about, our trucking business and what we're doing with Busy Boss Mom and everything, we're sacrificing now so that we can have later, right?
Yeah.
And build security and build residual income because that's really where the power is when you have money coming in that you're not trading time for money. But that takes time. And that's the difference
Mhm.
of building something from home. There's a reason they call it building.
Yeah.
So
She's there. We're trading a lot of time now so that in the future we can make more money with less time. So right now we're
right.
making, well, for me, not so much for Steph. I make less money now than I will in the future.
Well,
But
so
I'm
do
putting
I.
in a lot more time now. Whereas it took me, see, I've been in this for 9 years, but it took me a long time to realize that if you're not putting in the time now and you keep up with it and you learn the new skill sets, because I fell for the, if you just talk to your family and friends and then well, no, you got to talk to everybody that you see and then you talk to all the strangers, and I've done that. Or the like cold marketing online where you start texting everybody on there, anybody
Hey,
that you find.
girl.
Hey girl. Yes, I spent a lot of time doing all those things until Steph really introduced me to marketing online. And now I am making more money than I was. And I like it better because I'm not calling the friends that are no longer friends because I need to give them this week's discount
Right.
deal that they
Right.
got going on. And that's where uh people who are working from home don't get. You have to give up time now, but you will make money in the future. But you have to be willing to do it. And it is hard. It is very hard to still get up in the morning when you had a rough night with the kids or you slept really
It's
bad.
true. And it also takes stepping out of your comfort zone. And I think people don't say that. And a lot of people, they call MLM, and I love this. They call MLM, what do they call them? What is it? A self-development company with really good products attached. Is that what they say, Chris?
I
Is
think
that the
so.
right saying? A self-development, self-improvement company with products attached. And it is so true because MLM gives like these companies, especially a good one, gives you so much improvement in yourself. And I love that almost more than anything because it's
Yeah.
gotten me into, being able to work on myself and up level in my mindset and all that kind of stuff
Yes. It
in
gives me
a
a
way that
reason to
nothing else
research more
does.
junk.
Yeah. And that's I feel like that's any like entrepreneurial type situation when you have a team or a
Mhm.
mentorship group, even if it's not MLM, like you have a mentorship group, like building business from home, especially as a mom, is so empowering. Like I would so
Mhm.
much rather do this than I know a lot of people who like work from home for the IRS or work from home
Mhm.
for, an airline or whatever. And like, it just isn't the same. Like I
Yeah.
would so much rather have it this way because I'm building way more income than I'd be able to make at any of these other jobs. But the point that we're trying to make is like, don't fall for it's just easy. And then also don't fall into the trap of like, oh no, people just get burned in MLM. It's just a big scam. No,
Yeah.
they were just over promised and under delivered,
Yes.
right?
Highly under delivered. They're not told that, oh, wait, you have to you need to go through real training and not just the cold messaging training. You need some marketing skills, and you should step out of what your company says and find new uh like materials to read on marketing. But the one thing that I love about network marketing is the upfront costs. Watching Steph and they're two businesses that they have a shop for. They had a shop at the one, and now with this one, they have the physical trucks and stuff. But the upfront costs are horrendous.
I know we
Like
started
a semi
in
truck is
MLM.
over $100,000. Those semis
Yeah,
on the
that's
road are not like, oh yeah, I bet that's 70 grand. No, they're like 150 grand for an old cheapy guy. And then those
yeah,
trailers that they put up there, that's also like 150 grand. Like they're very, very expensive. They're
yeah,
very
we're
expensive.
like we spent to join our business when we started our business, right? For with our network marketing company, we spent $150.
Yeah. It was
$150.
$150. And people don't like to hand $150. And then I have to buy stuff every month. Now with our MLM, now there are some MLMs that make you buy a whole bunch of stuff, and then you have to keep it and you'll never get reimbursed for it. And you basically have to start your own store. There are quite a few of those. Those, I think people feel the most scammed out of stuff.
Yeah, I do too.
I
Because they're
think
having to put
they
so
have to
much
buy
up
so
front.
much product, and they basically have to start a storefront in their home.
Right. Yeah, that's
So
hard.
you need to do your research on what you're going to do. Do you want a storefront in your home? I don't want a storefront in my home. I want $150 like little startup kit, and that's it.
Then if you decide it's not for you, you're like, you still have the products. But I mean, I know
Yeah.
even some MLMs that are like a couple grand startup cost. And that sounds like, oh, that's a lot. But you know what? It ain't nothing compared to what we got
Yeah.
into the trucking business.
Yeah. After
Hundreds of
watching
dollars
Steph
of
start a
dollars.
business, I'm like, you guys could have started a Domino's for
Yeah.
less than that.
Yeah.
You
So
guys could be
anyway,
running the 200, and Domino's, I think it's about $250,000 to start a Domino's. And they don't tell you you're going to make your money back for a decade.
10 years just to break even.
10 years to break
So
even.
So even though it's just funny, it's a so network marketing, you're getting a pretty low startup with very, very low risk, right? But one of the things that if I could say to any mom who's starting a business or any mom who feels like she got burnt in a business or started anything, even if it wasn't MLM, was like, oh, I tried that thing at home and it was just so hard or I didn't make any money or whatever, is like, what type of
Yeah.
support did you have? Did you find a system that worked for you? Did you have a
Yep.
mentor? Did you have mentorship? And that's really like the key is mentorship, coaching, that kind of thing.
Yep.
So if you've ever thought of like having a business from home, or maybe you tried and it didn't work and you're like, you know what, I didn't have support. Like that's something we do. We love to coach. We love to work with our tribe of people who, when you work together with your own individual strengths and understanding what your personality is and how you can use your own unique personality and your own strengths to work in the way that feels most authentic to you, and you have people to do it with, that's going to guarantee be the best guarantee of your success, right? So if you're like, I'd kind of like to look at that. Like, this is something we do. So you can get a free 20-minute discovery call with us to like explore options for starting a business from home, or apply to work with us and see what we're doing for our business and how we help the people who want to come into our circle and work on our team with us. So if you want to learn more about any of that, book a call with us, which is no pressure, nothing, or get some information on what we do. Text work from home to our text line. The number is 385-446-1001. I'll say that one more time, 385-446-1001. You can text work from home. It's not a spam line. It's just a text line. Not a line that we're going to call you on or anything like that. So
no, we're not going to send you 5,000 texts. I just signed up for something and I swear I get a text all the time.
I know, no, I'm not going to sign up for that thing. I'm like, I want somewhere, I want that training, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I signed up for a good training, really great training, really great like product, but I've had to block like 5 phone numbers.
Lame.
Because I've gotten so many phone calls. I'm like, leave me the heck alone. Leave me alone. I just bought it. Give me a month, dang. And you know why? Like 3 different numbers and they're like 3 or 4 different people. Yeah, that's not us. It is pretty much just Steph and I. So we don't have time to call you that often and harass you. And we recognize that our audience, the people we want to help the most, are moms. You don't have time for 5,000 phone calls a day from us, especially if, you know, you're trying to work on yourself and you're trying to work on all these things. And, you know, if you're working on a business, you don't have time for 5,000 phone calls from us. And we are not providing those.
Yeah, right. You're like, I'm changing a diaper. Would you leave me alone?
Yeah. My baby is sleeping and you just woke her up.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, you guys. Hope that helped you. I hope that gave you a little bit of encouragement. If you're like, oh, I don't suck.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yes.
Anyway,
feel encouraged
again,
with the work from home thing. We really encourage like build a business from home more than just a work from home, because then you got to work from home for somebody else and be nagged at about your kids, and you can't really do that in the little pockets. But you know, everybody fits in what they need to fit in. So
yep. All right, you guys, we'll talk to you next time.
okay,
Remember to share and subscribe. Talk to you later.
Right. Bye.